Our giving began in college with child sponsorship and then evolved to occasional tithing. As years went by and our income grew, our giving increased and became more consistent. And I found that I really enjoyed giving away money.
She's amazing. I mean, it's true. I mean, she really does like giving away money. But for me, it's completely different. You know, to me, money was power. Money was control, self-sufficiency, security, and most importantly, identity. The concept of money was one area of my heart that I still had a death grip on.
And then God showed up.
Yeah, right. And then God showed up. That's exactly right. So it's early one morning. I'm sitting in my truck before work starts, right at sunrise, and I'm listening to just my outlaw Texas country playlist on Spotify. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, one of Carol's worship songs come on, and the song was about surrender and about opening your hands up and giving God control of your life, your possessions, your dreams, your goals, your family, and simply surrendering and laying those at his feet. I go, okay, God, what do you want me to do now? And before I could get the words out of my mouth, I hear him say, radical generosity. Just as clear as day. He wanted my heart. He wanted to take that place in my life of number one, above everything else.
For several years, we had been involved in funding healthcare-related projects in rural Africa with a particular international charity organization. So we reached out to them to see how we could increase that effort. And they had a new initiative to upgrade existing health clinics with clean water and power where possible. And we just knew this is it. But we thought, how can we inspire generosity in this? So we came up with the idea of providing a one-to-one match for this health and water initiative. We could not have been more unprepared for what happened. In a very powerful way, God used that match to ignite a wildfire of generosity. Within the first week, a clinic was fully funded and ready to be matched. A couple of weeks later, 2 more.
The next thing you know, 9 months later, 33 clinics are funded, right? Which was, to us, was unbelievably fast. And then, as if that weren't fast enough, God came in and said, oh yeah, you think that's fast? Let me show you something else. Then there was a family that decided to step out in their own journey of generosity and faith, and they decided to match our match. And in 6 weeks, another 60 clinics were funded. This is providing life-saving healthcare to hundreds of thousands of people. I mean, it was unbelievable, and it's still going on. To this day, we're still matching.
Every time that phone rang and we heard the update, we just cried. We were just so humbled and in such awe at seeing God moving with such momentum. The other thing that should have been expected but wasn't expected, we experienced tremendous joy, not just in knowing how many lives were going to be impacted, but joy in hearing the many stories that others told us of how God had worked in their hearts and prompted them to a deeper surrender. Generosity is really relative from one person to the next. I think it's a posture of a surrendered heart, stepping out in trust and obedience. That's what's radical, not the dollar amount.
You know, even though it sounds counterintuitive, there's so much freedom and joy in surrendering. So no matter how much you give, you can't outgive God. You know, once you realize that he gave us the perfect example of complete surrender when he sent Christ to die for us, he showed us that he truly is the ultimate radical giver.